Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Small Talk, where I talk to small business owners just to get to know them a little bit better. My name is Jimmy G. I'm the owner of Luminari Productions, a video production company located in Torrington, Connecticut, where we focus on creating videos for small businesses. So in this episode, I interview Ryan and Razina, who own Batchy Brew. I'm sure many of you in my local area of Torrington are well aware of who they are and what they do. So I think you'll really enjoy listening to a little bit of their backstory of how things got going and kind of seeing a little more insight about what goes on in their minds and how the business runs. The talk kind of starts off a little slow, but really gets going later on, I think. And I think there's a lot of interesting things to hear. I'm sorry this intro is a little longer than normal. I just have a few more things to say. You can go to this time right here if you want to just get started with the podcast right now. And I forgot to mention it to them before, but when I started really going into video hardcore for Luminari Productions, they were one of the first people that helped me out when I asked if I could do a mock video for something I called the brand story video, which I now changed to the About Us video. But their video that I made actually helped me a lot with promoting it to other businesses and really kind of getting Luminari off the ground and separating Luminari from my old production company. I've been kind of away from this podcast. This was always supposed to be a side fun thing. I just got busy with work and I decided to come back into it because I really miss doing it. I made this whole awesome new portable setup that looked kind of clean and fun, and it was awesome. But this current episode, I couldn't utilize it because I'm still working out the setup, and it's really designed for two people, myself and whoever I'm interviewing. This episode, we were interviewing two people, so it didn't really work. So we just kind of did a little jerry rig setup on one of their tables that they have outside, and I still think it worked out well. And there's just a lot of challenges with all the cars on the main road. The wind is blowing into the mics and things like that, but I think it does add to the authenticity of where we were, and I did try to clean it up, so I'm sorry if there's any issues.
I'm Razina.
I'm Ryan.
And we own Batchy Brew here in Torrington, Connecticut.
Batchy Brew's a mobile coffee truck we decided to open kind of right before COVID, and during COVID, we ended up opening, and it was kind of like a small blessing because I feel like when all the coffee shops were all closed down, we were able to kind of like come out of nowhere and just prosper.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it.
Okay. So just like, I guess, like before I saw you guys, I didn't even know like a coffee truck could be a thing. It just didn't, I just something that never crossed my mind. I know food trucks and things like that. Yep. So I guess tell me, how did this idea kind of come about?
So my first job when I was 16, I was actually a barista at Starbucks, and I did that for 2 years. And then I was in the food industry, service industry for like 7 years after that, and just never really left that scene. And I knew I always wanted to like do my own thing and have a coffee shop, but the money wasn't really a factor into opening up a brick and mortar. So we had this idea, and we had friends that have food trucks and were inspired by that. And Ryan being a mechanic and being hands-on really contributed to how we even got started.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we were, I had friends that had some food trucks, and I was trying to figure out how I could get in on that. I wanted to, I saw the money behind things, and I mean, if you asked me a couple years ago if you ever thought I would own a coffee shop or anything of the sort, I told you you're out of your mind. But I saw something in the food truck industry, and I had expressed to Razina that we got to do something, but I don't want to do something that all my other friends are doing. I got friends with barbecue trucks and taco trucks, and I'm like, we got to do something. And I said we should do like a drink truck, trailer. I'm thinking like fairs and stuff. We could do, iced tea and lemonade and hot chocolate and stuff like that, and just a bunch of different drinks. And Rosina's like, well, how about we do coffee? And that was it. I was like, that's a really good idea. And that was it. Batchy Brew was pretty much born. I mean, the idea was anyway.
Originally, we were gonna like do our full-time job and then just do like events and stuff on the weekends.
Yeah.
And we pretty much just took a leap of faith, and we both left our jobs with 2 children at home.
They weren't even a year old yet.
They weren't even a year old yet, and we kind of just took a chance, and here we are, almost 4 years later.
4 years in August.
Yeah. Oh shit.
August 5th will be 2 years at this spot, and we'll be 4 years in
total,
business. Yeah.
Was the food truck thing, or I guess like the mobile truck thing, did you ever even think about doing something like that before? Or are you really just thinking about like a brick and mortar? I know you just mentioned that, just a little spot.
Right. Yeah. I mean, ideally, brick and mortar is always like the end game. Realistically, like a drive-through. That would be great.
I feel like you never wanted to do like a food truck or anything mobile of
Yeah.
the sort until I kind of,
Right.
had talked about doing like a food truck or something.
Right.
And, we kind of bounced that idea around before coming up with the coffee truck idea. And then once Razina, said coffee, and I was like, wow, that's great. You can't even go to the fair and get even a crappy cup of coffee. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I think that's great. I think of your average fair, and other than people eating food, you see people walking around drinking their iced Dunkin' Donuts cups, you know what I mean? And I'm like, that could be us, for sure.
No, I think it was a great idea. I just think about like other vendors at fairs or whatever, serve water, cans of soda, whatever it is.
Yeah, and my whole thing was, you could get all that at one spot. That was my original plan. And then, when COVID happened, I was like, let's just quit our jobs and do it. And she's like, are you out of your fucking mind? And I'm like kind of, but, well,
Okay.
let's give it a shot.
So I saw you used to like record like the process of you doing the truck and stuff like that. Okay. So at that point, did you guys already quit your jobs, or was that?
That was like we were kind of building up to leaving our jobs.
I mean, I got like laid off during COVID.
Like everybody else.
And well, I mean, it was really slow. And I mean, I kind of offered my boss at the time. I was like, hey, lay me off, and I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I was like, I couldn't, I got like 2 20-hour paychecks back to back, and I was like, I can't do a 20-hour paycheck. I got kids now. I'm like, I need a paycheck. And I was just like, yeah, all right, you sure? Whatever, I'll lay you off, yeah. And then there was all that extra COVID money going on. I was making $1,200 a week to stay home after I paid my taxes, and I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. And I literally took all that money, I paid off a ton of debt, and we built that truck.
I was working full-time at a marketing company, and my boss calls me. He's like, Jimmy, I hate to do this to you. I might have to like lay you off. Dude, I had the biggest smile on my face. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that sucks. Hey, I'm willing to take that hit if someone needs to go, because they're giving like $700 a week.
Yeah, it was $600.
Oh man.
Plus, I was like maxed on the unemployment money, plus the extra $600, bringing home $1,200.
Hey, dude, take advantage of that.
I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we
still bartended.
Yeah, I bartended
for a little bit.
But it's like we were smart about it, I like to think, and we invested that money.
For sure we did.
You take every opportunity you can get,
Yes.
and you take advantage of it. I think there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Well, especially with kids at home, like you really have to think things through.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful and blessed because I get to kind of be a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids now, but also run a business on the back end, but also still like kind of show up when I want to kind of thing. But like I'm still working my butt off, like making sure everything is running smoothly, and so is Ryan.
I'd like to build off of that because I definitely did not think things through. I just was like, you know what, we're going to do this and we're going to make it happen. And that's exactly what we did do, because if I did think about it, I feel like my intrusive thoughts would have
backed
won,
out.
and I would have backed out. Yeah. I wanted to follow through, but I didn't give myself time to think about it. I was like, this is what we're doing, and we're just going to do it.
I think we can confidently say both you guys together helped make this happen. Like
Oh, for
alone,
sure.
it probably never would have been.
100%.
For sure.
100%. We both, I mean, like Razina just said, she does a lot of the stuff on the back end, which you don't normally see, but like she does the social media every day. She handles all the bookings of all the events and stuff like that, because I just wouldn't be able to handle it, or I would, and then I'd forget to message somebody back, and then, that's not good business. And that's where she comes in, because she's just really good at handling the paperwork and doing those things. And, I could build just about anything. And, I show up to work every day, whether I want to or not, or have other things going on. I'm here busting my ass. And, she's doing the same behind the scenes.
So you worked for someone as a mechanic, right?
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
worked
For
as a
14 years,
barista. Yeah.
Yeah, barista, and then I bartended. So I just have always been drink making.
Shaking cups.
Yeah, shaking
Literally.
cups.
Literally.
Filling cups with ice.
Literally.
Does it feel weird? For me, it feels weird to be like, oh, people like talk about small businesses, and I consider myself a small business. Like for me, it was like weird at first because like I don't know, I just never considered myself something like that.
For sure.
Well,
I still like sometimes I think about it, I'm like, oh, you know, I have employees.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a big one.
I think people kind of look at you differently too when you start a business.
Or they think you have all this money.
Or they think you have all this money.
Oh, you have a business. You must
Yeah.
be rich. I'm like,
No
you know what?
way.
I had some really close friends, or people that I was friends with, anyways, that I would say kind of close with, that are like, oh, must all you do is sell coffee all day, and I'm like, if all I do is sell coffee all day, bro, where's your coffee truck at? Come make that money too. There's enough to go around, and they didn't have any answer, and it's like, it's not just as easy as you think. Like, yeah, okay, and essentially all I do is make coffee, but it's so much more than that. You got to put your heart in your business. You really got to figure out what works. Cost. The cost to run a coffee shop is astronomical.
You wouldn't think
you
it
would
is.
have no. People are like, oh, $3, I could get my 99-cent coffee at Cumberland Farms, and it's like, okay, well then go get your 99-cent cup of coffee, because it costs almost 99 cents just for a cup to put coffee in. You know what I mean? Not somebody doing it, not sugar or flavor or milk, employees. We're talking, electricity bill. This is just a truck. My electricity bill is almost $1,000 a month for a truck, but it's cheaper than generators because we were spending $1,200 a month
on
just
gas.
on gasoline to run generators.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit and let's talk about this truck. Is this the truck that's behind here now? Is your main truck? And if it is this the one that you were working on this whole time?
Yes.
that's
This is the OG.
It is the OG.
This is the OG
That's
truck.
the first one I built. It took me like about 9 months.
What was it previously?
Start to finish. It was a
It was like a bakery truck.
It was.
Yeah.
The guy that owned it had a bakery. It was a cafe, Bombay Cafe. He set it up to do, was it muffins, I think?
Yeah.
And the bombs. What were those things called? I forget. There's like these little donuts. I don't know.
Basically,
Anyway,
he would bake them and then he would sell them
He would just
out
sell
of the
them out
truck.
of the truck. And I figured I was going to save a bunch of money by buying something that was kind of already a food truck to start off of. But I ended up spending more money and completely gutted it and started over anyways. So I would have been better off just buying a blank canvas,
And that's what we did with the coffee trailer
And that, yeah, exactly. We bought the trailer that we have that's over there.
that we take to events.
Yeah, we take all our big events and stuff, and we're actually I think we're gonna work on a third one, because I don't know what it is this season already, but
People just
we've had 5
want
inquiries
coffee.
for different events on
But
the same
same
day
day.
as ones we already booked. So we have like 5 events we've booked, and we've had 5 other people reach out to try to book these certain days, and it's like,
You're gonna make
Out-
the
out of-
batchy fleet.
out of all
yeah,
the other days of
honestly,
the week.
yeah.
You have the coffee truck, and you mentioned the trailer. So what's the backstory in the trailer?
So basically, like people, our original plan was, okay, let's go to events and like do private stuff for people.
As a side job.
And then we figured, what better way to get our name out there than just to be an everyday truck, because the thing with coffee, it's like alcohol and the bar. Like, people want to be there every single day. They want to see the same people.
For sure. Drink
They
the
like
same
their
drink.
same drinks. We have our regulars. And once we started getting regulars, that's when we were like, okay, like we have to do this every day. Like, people
Yep.
are relying on us.
They want the consistency.
Yeah.
They want what they want, and they want it every day.
Yes.
I would say a good 75% of our customers that, we have the same people we see every week, and not everyone comes every day, but we also do have our day oneers that come every single day since day one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so we
It's
needed
just-
to separate like the daily crowd from like the events,
Mhm.
because we just couldn't obviously move this truck around and like expect people to show up too. So we needed something to just be specifically for events.
And not for nothing, I mean, events make more money than
your
your
average.
everyday.
I would have never have said
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Like catering is the place to be.
For sure. If we could cater 3 events a week,
we'd be set.
I wouldn't even need to be open daily. But I mean, that's not why we're here, though. We want to be able to give something to people that they enjoy.
Well, obviously, you appreciate that they like it.
Yeah, for sure.
And those are the people that reach out to us for events. It's typically, don't get me wrong, there's a plenty share of random people, but also we get a lot of people that, their office wants to hire us. And, prime example, one of our customers, Nick, this kid comes every single day. He gets coffee. And, he had us come to do his whole office, and they paid for 150 drinks, and we go up, set up for a couple hours, and leave. And we're done by 12 o'clock, 150 drinks. We're lucky to do that in a whole day on a
Saturday.
On a busy day.
Yeah.
On a busy day. So, that's nice.
So do you, what's your next event that's coming up?
Sunday.
Ski Sundown.
Yeah.
Okay. So an event like that, during a whole week of normal business, would you make the same amount at that event, or?
It's so hit or miss, honestly.
Yeah.
It really depends. I mean, sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Yeah.
That's
a risk. That's a risk we have to take.
That's one thing,
yeah.
I typically prefer to not do is just show up to an event hoping to sell coffee, because we're guaranteed nothing. But certain instances, like if we were to go to a car show, I'm expecting it to be a little bit busier than, something else. Like we've done farmers markets that are 10 out of 10, just out of this world busy the entire time. And then, we've done farmers markets that we're lucky to make $100 and we lost money because I got to pay somebody to be there, So you never really know.
I would never have, I just assumed. Well, that's that assumption, though, people thinking.
Right, exactly. And people don't think about, the back-end factors that,
There's
all
so
factors
many things.
into it.
Yeah, it's disgusting what we pay for, insurance and stuff, never mind everything else. Payroll is another one. If I wanted to have, no life and I just worked, I mean, granted, I do work every day, but if I worked the full open to close all day, every day, like we did when we first started.
Oh my God.
I mean, we were making good money in the beginning because it was just ourselves, but we were running ourselves ragged, and we were
no family time.
No family time.
We were ready to
kill each other 24/7.
Get a divorce.
Yeah, literally. But working with your significant other is difficult.
It's no joke.
So
no joke.
We we hired some people and we're able to kind of split our time up, and we've got a few employees now, and it sure isn't cheap, but it makes things easier, and I'm able to focus on other stuff. I mean, I'm still here 6 out of 7 days a week. Razina was taking care of the baby and stuff, but she still works 3, 4, 5 sometimes days a week, depending on if we're doing events and stuff, because when we have an event, we try to make it just the both of us so that we
more
can kind of make it's more profitable.
Yeah.
And we got the trailer. We loaded the whole family up in the trailer, and everybody hangs out. It's a good time.
How long from when you guys started to when you guys got your first employees? How long did it take you for you guys when you just said we need to hire people?
About a year, man.
A year.
You guys spent a year doing that? That's
I'd
crazy.
say a year.
Yeah. No, literally, we worked open to close for a year, and then we were blessed enough. My sister moved in with us and was able to watch the kids for us while we were, at work creating our name and building our customer base. And when she wanted to move out, that's when we were like, okay, it's time to get employees, because we just don't trust anyone with our kids.
Right. And I mean, the whole reason we wanted to do this was so that we could
spend more time
with our kids, our family. And so we were like, well, we're going to have to make something work here.
I feel like a lot of people think running a business or whatever is there's this secret plan, this blueprint that you can follow.
Literally.
But dude,
No,
it's a lot of lucky moments,
Yes,
having
for sure.
family around or things like that.
For sure.
Yeah. But if I don't know, if someone was trying to do their own thing, what are some things you would tell them to just be mindful of or things like that?
You got to just do your research, man. I mean, and this goes for any business. I mean, anything, not even just a food truck or you know, you really got to do your research and talk to people that do the business that you want to do. Ask them questions. You know, you need to figure out the nitty-gritty details. You know, you don't want to start something, put a bunch of money into something, and then figure out that you're going to lose money right off the rip. I mean, you can't expect business to be quote-unquote profitable, you know, at least in the eyes of, like, the IRS, but I'm not going to get into terms of, like, you know, cost breakdowns and stuff, but, you know, it's just the way that it is. I mean, your business is typically going to lose money for the first couple of years while you depreciate stuff and you know, you make that money back that you've spent originally. But, you know, a lot of times I see personally people look at something and they're like, oh, I could do this for, you know, $5,000. And then next thing you know, they spent 15, and now you're way over what you were originally thinking. And, you know, it happens often. I mean, it happened to us. I figured, you know, I was going to save a lot of money by doing it myself, which, don't get me wrong, I did, but I still spent a ton of money, and I didn't think I was going to spend nearly as much as I did. For sure.
It's the reality.
Yeah.
It is. I mean,
coming from, like, I guess, like, a human resource, like, people pleaser, like, point of view of, like small businesses or, like, opening your own business that people don't, like, necessarily think about. Like, when you start hiring employees, like, you really need to be, like, open-minded of, like, where people are coming from, what purpose are they helping you serve, and just to make sure, like, everyone's on board with your vision. Because at the end of the day, like, this is about us and raising our family.
This is our vision, right?
Yeah.
Not our employees. I mean, obviously they help us portray what we want, but
Right.
it's, you know, it's what we want.
We're very particular about, like, the people that we let come through and hire.
For sure.
And
We're especially particular about the way we do things too. And I mean, yeah, that might more so even be me, but you know, we want to do things a certain way, A, B, C, D, you know, that's how we want it done. There's obviously many ways anything can be achieved in life, but you know, we're going to do it our way.
yeah, so I would say be open-minded, do your research, and just show up every day. I think that's, like, the biggest thing is
I think-
showing up every day.
And I think even bigger than maybe even all those things, just being positive.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get out there and know you can do it. You got to tell yourself that you can do it. You need to just be positive 24/7. Because if you want to try to do something and you're like, oh, this is never going to work, well, it's not going to work if you don't even believe in yourself. You know, step one is believing in yourself and taking that chance.
You guys should put Ryan's quotes in the circle every day.
I kind of love that.
No, it's tough. I was just going to ask you guys this. Like, obviously, there are times I get pretty low on myself because it's just tough doing things. And I'm by myself, so there's not much people to bounce my ideas off of. So, like, I'm sure you guys hit some pretty low moments, and you guys mentioned that.
Oh, yeah. No, literally. Literally almost split up. Like,
But it's crazy because you never assume that from what you see. But
Right.
obviously, it's so hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but, like, how did you guys, like, pick yourselves up out of those situations?
therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Therapy.
We did
Yeah,
some couples
awesome.
therapy, and it worked, and it was able to work out well for us. You know, we kind of needed like a mediator so that we could.
Feel validated.
Well, not. I mean, yeah,
Everyone wants to be validated.
for sure. I just, you know, we both needed to be
Look
able
at things from both sides.
to, for sure.
I think that was the biggest thing, was just like we get so hard on ourselves that we start projecting it onto other people, and you just need that one person to just be like, hey, like, back up and look at the big picture.
For sure.
Again, you would never assume that from the outside. But, dude, it happens. I
Yeah.
think it happens to
Yeah.
everybody.
Well,
So.
you know, working with your significant other is no joke. I mean,
We're very
You-
open about it too.
you get no.
I mean, you spend so much time together at this rate,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
It's crazy. We've almost all we've been together, and I mean, it's just, you know.
Yeah.
What does a typical workday look like for both you guys, I guess?
Like today.
Just in general, I guess, when you're not taking care of kids or things like that.
I mean, it's like it's literally just part of the business at this point. Like they come to work with us
all the time.
Yeah, typically. So Ryan is usually like the morning person, and then usually I'm like the afternoon person if I am like working that day. So like, again, like I am more so like a stay-at-home mom right now, while Ryan is mainly like running the show like physically here. But he'll wake up at like 4 in the morning.
Damn.
Yeah. 4 in the morning, take a shower, get his thoughts together, scroll through Facebook Marketplace, and look at junk.
Yeah.
And this is real, like
for sure. That's every day. 100%.
And
I've wanted to open my phone about 6 times and look at Marketplace since we've been sitting here because I don't want to miss out on any deals.
And then he'll get here early because Ryan is super, super, super particular about being on time and early. And I'm more so still working on that. But he'll be here, open the truck at 6 a.m. and then he'll work till 11. And then we flip-flop if I am working. And he'll take over the baby and I'll go into work and then help close up, do inventory, check what we need, and close up the truck, and then go home, do more paperwork probably, and then get dinner ready, go to bed, do it again the next day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, in between that, we do get our twins ready for school too. So that's definitely a huge factor, is them being in school like full time. It's like we're able to do this.
So the thing is, you have a kid, so it's like it's tough.
Yeah, 3 kids.
I was gonna say,
3 kids.
Like, how do you guys find time for yourselves then? Like, is there a time right now, or are you waiting for the future?
Rarely.
It's very rarely. We get a lot of family time, which is good because that was like one of our biggest things. Like when we started, was like there was no family time, and like I just didn't want. We didn't want our kids like growing up, like just mom and dad are always working. Like, why can't they spend time with us? But now that we have the employees and stuff, like we're able to spend time as a family. And I mean, as a couple, it's very few and far between, but at the end of the day, like family is like the biggest thing for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess with everything you guys do, what do each of you find the most enjoyable process or the things you do for the company? Whether that's making it or, dealing with customers or, whatever it is.
I love talking to customers. I could talk to anybody.
Where I could talk to a wall.
I'll talk the balls off a brass monkey. Plain and simple.
He loves talking to people.
I enjoy it. I know, 90% of our customers are familiar faces. And, every day there's always a couple people that are like, oh, it's my first time, what should I get? And I'm like, I love when people try something new and they're like, I'm like, all right. They're like, oh, I drive by every day and I've never stopped. And I'm like, I love that. I'm glad you decided to stop today, and because without people like that, we wouldn't be here. People that take a chance, you know what I mean? Try something different, try something out of the norm. And, again, without that, we wouldn't be here today. And yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's literally a Starbucks and a Dunkin' drive-thru right up the street.
Less than a quarter mile.
Literally, and we're still here.
You're behind enemy lines.
Yes.
Right now.
We're literally right here.
There's what? How many? 8 Dunkin' Donuts like that, or 7? Something wild like that.
What about you? What's your favorite thing?
I would say, I do love our customers. I love interacting with our employees and just seeing how like us as a business is helping them progress in life. Did I say that correctly? Progress.
For sure.
Progress in life.
We've been home to a few lifelong friendships because of our business, current and prior, our current and past employees, are now like best friends and stuff because of the jobs that they had that we provided here. And it makes you feel good that you can impact somebody's life positively for the rest of theirs,
More so my end is definitely more the creativity side. Just, coming from bartending for 7 years, like then just creating drinks 24/7 is just something that comes pretty natural to me. So like the fact that people anticipate like our monthly specials.
For sure. Our monthly specials are super popular.
Are definitely like what bring people in.
Every month.
It kind of gives me that like satisfaction that like, wow, like people are coming here for something that like I just created like in my head.
Every
Like,
month.
that's a wild
It's-
concept. Like
yeah.
if you really think about it.
Every month we come out with new specials.
Yeah.
And the weekend of new specials week is always just off the hook with people getting drinks, you know, and it makes you feel good that so many people want to try that new drink. They're like, oh my God, we got to try it. You know, and it's cool.
I know. Would you guys call it a coffee truck? Is that how you would
Yeah.
describe it as?
Yeah.
Okay, so
We're not really like a food truck. We don't serve food yet.
And it's also funny too because the coffee truck thing, you know, when I was growing up or even when I worked at the garage, you know, they had a truck that would come and they had the griddle on the back and they would cook food on it, and it also had coffee, but no one ever drank the coffee because it was terrible. But we called that the coffee truck, you know, so it was like, to some people they still call that a coffee truck, and it's like, when I'm trying to explain a coffee truck to somebody, I'm like, yeah, you know, we serve beverages, and I don't like to say this, but I used to say, you know, we're like a mobile Starbucks, which, I mean, essentially we are, but I'm comparing myself to, you know,
Big ass corporation.
yeah, a corporation that we're not, you know.
I guess tell me what kind of drinks you guys serve, because a coffee truck, I think it makes sense. Someone hears that and they understand
Right.
what it is, but I think you guys are so much more than that, right?
For sure. Our most popular drink is shockingly our lattes, which shocked me because I feel like just in our population of Torrington, like people love iced coffee.
Or regular hot coffee.
Or rather hot coffee. And like, I mean, we do sell a lot of that too, but like lattes, like our lattes people go crazy over. And basically what that is, I mean, if you get like a flavored latte, it's syrup, espresso, milk, and then if you get ice, then ice. And people just like go crazy for it. But because we are so particular with how we make our coffee, we're not going to give those secrets out, but because we're so particular of how we do it and it's consistent, people come back for it.
Exactly. You say donut truck, people automatically know what you're doing and what's going on. Like, okay, it's a truck that has donuts. You say coffee truck, and for sure there could be, you know, a couple different thoughts on what it might potentially be. You know, we probably get at least, more so in the beginning, we get at least one person a month that stops and goes, oh, I thought you sold beer in here, Batchy Brew, like you're I'm like, oh, that'd be cool, but no. I'm like, sir, it's also 9 a.m.
Again, just more about what you guys do. Like, can you tell me the kind of drinks you make? I know you said the most popular was the lattes.
Yeah, everything espresso based is most common. So, with espresso, you could do a double shot of espresso straight up, nothing in it. You could do an Americano, which is espresso and hot water, so it's going to be like a fancier version of a regular hot coffee. And a latte, which is espresso and milk. If it's hot, it'd be steamed milk. If it's iced, it'd just be cold milk with ice and flavor of your choice. Cappuccino, a lot of people will don't know the difference between a cappuccino and a latte, and the difference is just the milk texture. So if you're getting a cappuccino, your milk's going to be a lot more foamy, whereas a latte is going to be like blended a little bit more. It's not going to be as foamy. A regular hot coffee too, and iced coffee.
And cold brew.
And cold brew. The cold brew.
We also have
cold brew is my favorite.
Yeah. We have like lemonade and hot chocolate too for, you know, non-coffee drinkers.
Yep.
Or tea as well.
Hot
so
or iced. You know, green tea, black tea.
yeah, we have a pretty big wide range menu just so there's something for everyone.
There's also stuff we want to get into blended drinks, but that entails us getting a bigger ice machine and moving some stuff around, because if we're going to do, you know, frozen drinks, we're going to go through hundreds of pounds of ice a day rather than, you know, 100 or 150 pounds. So we're going to essentially double our output of ice, which is a lot.
So how do you guys figure out as far as like ingredients and things like that?
I can't tell you how much coffee we tried before we opened.
Oh my God.
It started to taste the same.
Oh God, we had this little like Breville espresso machine that we
Bought off
practiced
of Facebook Marketplace.
and used. It was on Facebook Marketplace.
I think I bought it for like $200, And well, the biggest thing was I needed to make coffee at home because I was spending too much money buying coffee out. And so I bought this little machine and just started making coffee at home, and saved us some money.
For sure.
And
I used to drink a latte on that thing every day.
yeah, and so when we decided to become a business, there are so many coffee roasters out there. Like,
we tried probably 2 dozen.
we didn't even.
And we had so much coffee.
Yeah.
And once we got our machine, we hooked it up at our house and got everything situated, and we had a bunch of our close friends come over and try all sorts of different coffees, and everyone was hyped to the max because
we did a coffee tasting
we did
at
a
home.
coffee tasting at our house, and
we voted.
We had everybody vote on different stuff on
Because
what they
everything
liked.
started to taste the same. We were like, okay, let's get a second opinion on
Yep.
this.
And that's how we figured out the coffees that we use now. And
Still used 4 years later.
Yeah, we still use. Yep. Once we figured all that out too, when we had our little soft opening, we had the truck at our house, and we opened up our full menu, and people came and pulled up to our house and got coffee and stuff. We're pretty much posted on Facebook. We're like, hey, you know where we live? Swing by between these times. You can get some coffee, and we had a ton of people show up. And it was pretty wild actually.
Yeah. A lot of the syrups that we use, which is more so just following other people across the U.S. that have open coffee trucks, because I would definitely say we were one of the first in Connecticut to open one. And coffee
there was only one other one.
Yeah, and this was definitely more a West Coast thing that I was following, and I would kind of see what they were using, and reached out to companies and had them send us out samples. And literally, it's really just all about sampling and experimenting and seeing what we like, because at the end of the day, we serve this coffee because we like it. And the flavors we choose too, because there's so much out there, so much.
I'm assuming you guys have online ordering and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
So can you what are the ways people can buy things, and just your system, and does it work well for you and things like that?
So we have our walk-up customers. We have customers like Fred.
We have a couple customers that call every day.
Yeah.
And it's in the beginning, these same customers would come every day and get the same thing, and there'd be times where there'd be a pile of orders in front of them, and I feel bad. I know what they want, but I can't get them their drink because I've got 6 customers in front of them. And I says, I'm like, Fred, why don't you just call me when you're leaving your house? That way your drink is ready when you get here. And you know what? Fred calls every single day. His wife gets 2 hot lattes, and he gets a hot coffee,
Yes.
and they're ready when he gets here.
Yes.
And he walks up, he gets his stuff, and he takes off.
Yeah, so we have call ahead. We have obviously just walk up to the window and order. And I would say a good 75% of our business is online ordering.
Wow.
So
Sure.
I would never assume that.
Yeah.
It's so busy.
So-
it just prints tickets all day long.
Yep. So you
Especially on
go
the weekends.
to batchybrew.com and hit order now, and it will literally pull up our full menu, including all the specials we have for the month.
Yep.
And you literally just order as if you're online shopping, enter your card information at the end, and we get that order, and it takes about less than 15
5-10 minutes.
Yeah, less than 15 minutes if it's not busy. But that's
And we put we can
Yeah.
mark on our run when it's ready, and the customer will even get
Yeah.
text messages say, oh, your order's ready. We have one customer that somehow replies every time. He's like, I'm driving. And I'm like, how did you even do that? I didn't even know that was a thing. We all laugh about it every time.
Do you guys have a protocol, we need to get these drinks done in this amount of time, at least for events or things like that?
Yeah.
We try to. I mean,
We
we
go-
try to get everything as quick as possible.
It's first
but-
come, first serve, basically,
yeah,
is what we...
and at the same time,
Yeah.
we don't want to rush our drink making because I don't want a mistake to happen. I look as a messed up drink as just throwing money away, and because that's exactly what it is. Somebody might say, oh, well, I'll drink it, and that's fine. We still, whether it's my fault, customer's fault, and everyone makes mistakes, obviously, but I really try to limit that because before we even started, we knew we were going to do this, we took some classes. We went to this thing in New York City called Coffee Fest, and we were able to take different marketing classes, different business classes. We took some espresso making classes, and a bunch of different stuff we did. It was the event was a few days long.
Yeah, we went just for one day.
Yeah.
And we did like the barista 101 class. So I could brush up on my skills as a barista, and then also so Ryan can learn the trade.
Anyways, I was this one class that we took, it was like a marketing thing, and they talked about the number one reason that restaurants or food industry businesses lose or don't make money is because of waste. That is the number one thing. If you can cut down on your waste, you're gonna make more money. And the biggest thing that hurts any business, typically, especially restaurants, is waste. Just throwing that food away, whether it's something you made too much of or a mess up.
I guess how often do you guys kind of revamp the menu? Do you, or is it just that monthly special?
Every month with our specials.
So monthly specials every month, and then we have our set menu that we have just our everyday stuff. And usually the monthly specials kind of depend on if there's a holiday during the month that people want to celebrate. So for example, St. Patty's Day is obviously this Sunday. So we have a lucky latte that we literally put Lucky Charms on top, and people go crazy for it.
Wild for
go
it.
crazy for it. And then Easter is the same month this year, so we do some Easter specials, and we literally put a peep in one of them, and people just love that.
A little Bo Peep.
They just love anything
the egg espresso. You take one of those Cadbury eggs, the egg espresso. People go nuts over that.
Yes.
Too. But yeah, we change our specials every month, and that's the main thing. I mean, there's only really so many different coffee beverages you can switch up. We can make any type of coffee beverage, espresso, latte, cappuccino, regular hot iced coffee. We can make all those all the time. It's the specialty flavor stuff that people go nuts over, that we switch up all the time.
So as far as marketing yourself and things like that, I'm assuming when you started till now things have changed, but what is kind of your plan for that?
Marketing, social media was literally 90% of the game, to be honest. It's essentially free.
We've never sponsored a post.
Yeah, we've never sponsored
it's
a post.
Free. It's 100% free.
People just love scrolling. This is the age that we're in. This is the generation that we're in. People love scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and we make sure to make our presence known on all of that. And literally, there was a point where we were posting every day. Ryan kind of yells at me for that, but I don't do it every day as much, just because kids and stuff. But just when we first started out, it was just hey, this is where we are. This is when we're open. This is where you can order if you want to order ahead. And I think that was the biggest thing for sure.
What are you doing now then? So I know you're not paying for anything, right. But do you guys have a plan as far as what you post and how, or is it kind of just what you feel?
I mean, we have
really.
some stuff we have to get situated, but I would definitely love a revamped marketing video of our property,
Yep.
a drone or something like that. That'd be cool. But
nobody wants to see all my junk that I got here though. So.
But no, just more so, just we've never done a marketing thing for this location yet.
Right. Yeah. There's more things that I want to do before we get to that.
Yeah.
I want to do a lot of things here, but I haven't done any.
Next time.
Well,
yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
I mean, you guys rode a train where you guys were super popular when you guys started, right?
Oh my God,
you guys definitely knew that. People loved you guys.
Yeah. I mean, we don't, not to toot our own horn, but we don't have, almost 5,000 followers on Instagram for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully all those people like what we post.
Right.
I guess I don't know if you want it. You don't have to. I don't know if you want to talk about where you guys used to be, and then you guys decided to get the new spot, and then are you guys staying here? What's the?
Yeah.
We'll be here forever.
Yeah. So we used to park at my family's restaurant, down 5 minutes away.
Taste of Thailand.
Yeah.
McDermott Ave.
Yep. Go visit them if you have a chance for banging Thai food, authentic Thai food.
Yeah.
So we were there for 2 years, and then we decided to buy this property, and we're gonna be here. We have a mortgage, so we'll be here for a while. We'll be here for a while. But someday, hopefully, I would love to have a drive-through, so it's like more convenient for people, because people just love convenience.
For sure.
But
I kind of like the truck idea here because it's less cost.
Overhead,
you know,
right?
Yeah.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah.
If I had to build a building, I mean, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars
Right.
cost. That's a lot of coffees,
yeah,
you know.
that's a lot.
A lot of coffees. And I mean,
we'll
and
do
if
food down the road,
if
too.
if we did that, we'd have to
Yeah.
get rid of the house, which
Right.
honestly, the house is a Airbnb, and that business is 10 out of 10. You know,
Yeah.
we do really good with it. So I wouldn't want to get rid of that as much as we bought this place with, future hopes of doing that. For now, it doesn't seem feasible. But
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to have a drive-through. It might just not be in Torrington.
Yeah.
The first time.
It's in the plans. It's definitely like the law of attraction. We're just
sure.
it's not the time to buy right now.
So did you guys pick Torrington just because you guys both lived here and you're comfortable with the area?
Yep.
Or is there,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing like having that like hometown like support and being like, I don't know. I feel like it kind of be harder going somewhere new and being like, hey, like.
Yes and no, but then you don't have anybody that,
Yeah.
you don't have any haters to stop you, really.
True.
I mean,
I mean, if we let the haters get to us, we
well,
wouldn't be
no,
here right now.
absolutely.
Again, put that right on the truck.
Haters gonna hate no matter what.
I mean, there's coffee competitions everywhere we go.
Yeah.
So
For sure. There's even just people that are just envious in general. Like,
yeah,
the people that told me how easy it was to sell coffee.
I actually love to hear that you guys took time to take classes and things, and just like you guys mentioned how important education was. Do you guys still do things kind of just stay up to date, or do you
We
feel
have
pretty
it.
good?
I actually, we want to do something this coming year. We wanted to do something last year, and
yeah,
it just didn't line up because we were so busy in the fall, which that's when Coffee Fest is. Doesn't necessarily mean that's the only thing we could go to, but Coffee Fest is in the fall typically, and we had a ton of stuff going on. We weren't able to make it last year. So we had a ton of events booked and stuff, but we definitely want to get out and do stuff.
Yeah.
We someday when we have a coffee shop, we absolutely have to have we'll take some latte art classes to get good with that.
Well, also like
That's not our priority though. Good tasting coffee is our priority.
Right.
There's
But
some
also,
coffee shops that their coffee is not good at all, but their latte art is like out of this world, and that's what the aesthetic that they're going for.
right. I mean, there's so many factors that like go into what a coffee shop could be, but I think the biggest thing for us is just like staying consistent with what we know, but also like, if I have free time, I do like to venture out to like a different coffee shop just to see like what they're doing.
For sure.
And it kind of like humbles me a little bit just because it's just like, okay, like this is what other people are doing, and kind of like keeping up with the trends as well too. Like you need to do that in order to keep people coming. So I think just like being consistent, but also like keeping up with the trends is like a biggest thing, and just like knowing your market and competition out there, whether it's friendly or not.
For sure. I mean, we want to be friendly with everyone. And
Yeah.
there's obviously day oneers that have just bashed us since day one. And you know what? That's the last thing that we're gonna do is go out there and bash somebody.
Yeah. We do things very respectively. Like
sure.
we're not gonna put some other business out on the chopping block and be like, don't go there.
Yeah,
Like,
I would never do that. So
yeah.
You guys can be your own judge of that.
Right.
You might like what someone else is making, and you might not like what someone else is making.
Right.
That's the great thing about this country, that we have the choice to like what we do like and dislike what we do dislike. And again, I would, last thing I want to do is put somebody out there and be like, oh, their coffee is terrible, and put their name out there, and
Yeah.
nah, that's just not.
That's not how we do
That's
business.
not how we roll.
It's so interesting. Like I've just been sitting here watching people come. Like there's just so many different walks of life of people.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean,
I think that'd be a fun like reel to do one day. Like
all the different kinds of people
yeah,
that
like
come get
interview our
coffee.
customers and be like, so what do you do
So we got like
for
our
a living?
we got like our old timers that come get their black
Yeah.
coffee. I have like a good 6 people that range every morning that just come get their black coffee or coffee with cream, just very basic. You know, usually they are old enough to retire but don't because they'll have nothing to do. They're in their 70s, you know, or you know, we've got doctors, lawyers, police officers. Oh, baby.
I might have to step out. This is fun.
Yeah, it's cool to talk about it.
Yeah.
I think it is. So, but all right. I mean, I think I'm good. I don't know about you guys.
Do we do like a sign out?
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, would you guys have like a signature?
Knock
thing?
everything over. Flip the table over.
If you want to come see us, we're at 1050 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. We're open 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, 6 through 3, and then Saturday and Sunday, 7 to 3.
Nice.